You're choosing between champagne, white and red, and you had to drink one.
In nowadays, more champagne.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love champagne. I love all champagnes because what is interesting on the all champagnes...
I thought you said all champagne. I'm like, I love all champagne.
Anytime.
So today we have a very, very special guest, Lucas. Thank you so much, head of wine at the Connaught. And we are currently downstairs in their wine cellar, which, correct me, how many bottles are in here?
Around 30,000 bottles and about 3,000 references.
Wow, and you have some offsite as well, don't you?
Yes, we have our inbound stock, which is around 120,000 bottles, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of a walk through. Do you want to just take us on
Let's start
a
maybe
not so
here.
little tour?
It's really interesting to start maybe in Bordeaux area.
Yep.
Because the Connaught been trusted by many top of the producers around the world, but the Connaught is also very well known for the cellar philosophy. So now the question will be, what is cellar philosophy? Cellar means that anything which is sourcing for our cellar is actually coming from directly the chateau. They will check the label, they will check the cork, they will check everything, and behind the bottle, as you can see, they will put this little label, which is released Cellar 2022 for the Connaught.
Yeah.
So guests which are coming at the Connaught, visiting us across the world, they're able actually to go very old vintages, because that they know that our provenance is directly from the domain. So the quality is perfect, the cork is being checked and rechanged. So when we open something from the 50s, the 70s or the 80s, we know that the quality is just perfect. The sommelier is not stressed, we are not stressed, everyone is happy and the wine is perfect. You know?
Yes, the last thing you want is some heat damage on that.
Indeed.
And when did the cellar even begin?
So the real journey started about 10-15 years ago, when Mirko Benzo, which is the general manager of Alain Darroze, used to be at sommelier. And then Daniel Manetti took over. And then after, the wine list literally grew a lot. The hotel always been really on that kind of understanding of wine is a key for the hotel. We have our guests, we create our reputations. We have also on the really, let's say, the heart of Mayfair. So that many factors help us to actually grow this wine list from 500 beans 10 years ago to 3,000 today. Guests are really curious traveling. We sourcing wine directly from the domain, which is also helping relationship between suppliers. But
great
also,
allocations.
A couple of bottles, let's say like this, I don't want to say too many, but never enough, as I said. But it gave us the opportunity to pour, some really iconic wine by the glass, Salon by the glass, Romanée-Conti by the glass, Pétrus by the glass. Casually in the afternoon, on the Friday afternoon,
Yeah.
But fun fact is actually really happening at the bar, We want to have this opportunity for guests visiting us to be able to taste those rare wines. We have the opportunity, we have the guests, we have people who really looking forward to that. So that's the many reasons why we have it,
And how do you balance between, obviously, those like cult classics with some new up-and-coming regions as well?
So, look, the wine list of the Connaught has always been driven by guest requests. So, of course, driven by classic guests in the hotel with the bars and the restaurant. Also, the Alain Darroze 3 Michelin star brought this really straightforward selection, let's say, more driven by French, or like about 60%. Then you have a bit of Italian and Californian, very present for our wine list. And then, of course, all around the lesser known countries. We still classic. Request guests are classic. Sometimes people want to have a little bit of
Connaught is a classic. So.
It's classic, so I won't be lying.
If it ain't broke, don't fix
it. People they will be more coming for Burgundies, white, red, Bordeaux, and champagne, of course, to start. But we sometimes try to play with guests because we have pairings. So the pairings sometimes it's our little moment to be cheeky and play with guests. So
yeah, you love your pairings. I know this.
Yeah, it's fun. Me, I always say, I know pairing is sometimes for a sommelier it's challenging because, it make you run, it make you organize yourself. For me, it's giving the 10,000% more experience for our guests because they will be every dishes, they will be with you, speaking with you, interact with you, and have, create a relationship. And this is what we want. We want to have an experience, and I think the experience is part from when you arrive to when you leave, and also the wine. If it's a bottle, fair enough, we can have a chat. But if it's a pairing, the sommelier will develop more the relationship with the guest, will have a little bit more interest. And I think this is, for me, 2025, this is what is a 3 Michelin star experience, because you can literally to have good time with us.
Yeah.
And I think it's good.
You can talk more about the stories behind bottles as well, which is, I mean,
yeah,
important.
exactly. I think, me, I always say to the guys, the wine pairing, you can have your own way of explanation, but the most important is always to bring something that someone will remember the next day,
Yeah.
Why is this, why is that, why we have this wine with this food, etc., That kind of really good interest.
Yeah, amazing. So we have our Bordeaux in the Latour section here. Where,
so after, let's
see
maybe...
some Pétrus.
Pétrus a bit here, Pétrus a bit all around the cellar. We have some here, we have some there.
Oh my gosh, how many bottles of Pétrus?
There's about 200 bottles of Pétrus here.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That would be probably one of the biggest collections. What are you the biggest collectors of in terms of,
I
Bordeaux,
think
Burgundy?
maybe some Romanée-Conti potentially, because
Yes.
the fridge is there. There's about 500-600 bottles.
I want 500-600 bottles of DRC. Wow.
We also have a really deep conversation with ICAM, because we go back to the 20s,
Yeah.
1920 for our oldest.
1920. Wow.
Yeah. There's the 1920 here and the 1931.
Oh my gosh, how did you, that was only
Directly
two years after the First World War. That's crazy.
But this is what is always been really important. You have 3 bars, 3 restaurants in the hotel. So you drive a lot of wines around the hotel, and driving a lot of wines give you this opportunity to, request some very old vintages.
Yeah.
Here a bit of fun here. It's many larger formats. Some Magnum of La Tâche.
Some Lefebvre.
We have also Lefebvre a lot, that we are quite close with them. Larger formats in general here. Here we have some top iconic producer. I'm sure like Latour. We had the 61 Magnum, which is also one of the best mark vintage.
Wow.
And then the cellar, it's
I'll let
from
you get
this.
a little.
Yeah, this you have a nice nice shot to here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! I know. I love how just like you've got Azure just.
Yeah, this, just because this is that's what we do by the glass.
Oh, you do? Okay.
The weight, yeah.
Wow. So you were just saying.
So I was saying that. So at the moment in the hotel, all around the hotel, we are pouring the Echezot from Domaine de la Romanée-Conti. So there's the vintage 2008.
Yeah. So how much a glass are we talking?
The glass, it's really affordable. No, of course.
Pocket change, right?
Of course. But again, we are speaking about something really iconic.
Yes.
I know, it's a really sense of price. It's really expensive, but as the bottle, as the domain, as the reputation.
Yeah.
So the price come with £1,250. But however, in Hélène Darroze, we're also using for the pairing.
Yes.
So it's half of the price. It's £650 for the price, because it's a 75 ml.
Oh, that's fine. We'll get one after then.
Let's do it.
We'll go half a glass each.
Let's see. Can I get some crease,
All right. What else do we have?
So,
What's the oldest bottle of wine you guys have?
So if we say sweet, it's the 1920 Ikem. Champagne 1914 Paul Roger.
Wow.
Wine 1953 Vega Sicilia, because we sold the 53 Angelus a couple of days ago.
Oh my gosh, do I even ask what the price is?
No, it's okay. It's a piece of history.
You can actually look it up there if they want this online.
To be very honest, what sommeliers are curious to join here, the Connaught, Hélène Darroze, bars or restaurants, it's also the deepness of the wine list and the opportunity to taste, because this is what is really matter for us. Knowledge, exam competition are also super important, but we believe deeply more on an experience. When you try once this one, you're able to speak with your heart to speak, not going to the book and actually read what is written,
Yeah.
We just really want to speak with the heart and guests feel it, the emotion in the eyes, the sparkles.
I know, that's
really different.
I know, tell me how my face currently looks even just looking
like
at
candy,
I know, there's so much about the world of wine and people can learn so much, and obviously getting to levels of master somms around the world.
100%.
But with me, it's just my cheekbones go and I'm like, I know that's a very special wine.
And this is what is really key matter for us, It's like, anything by the glass, anything that we try, we always share our thought, we share our, okay, what do you think, blah, blah, blah. And then the next time you're able to literally be confident and then speak easily on, oh yeah, and it tastes like a few times, you know, I know how it tastes like, it's like that, you know, and the guests really feel, oh wow, you know, I'm somewhere when people actually taste the wine and they're able to speak about 5-10 vintages, you know, or for example, Chateau Latour, or few vintages of Le Fleuve or Romanée-Conti, or we speak about the top producer, but sometimes we have people who are actually curious to know, you know, what is our opinion mainly, you know, so this is where it's great.
And that's what makes it so special too, because a lot of the time, I know people, they pretend like they think they know what they want, and they just, but I feel like at the Connaught, it's a lot more about, storytelling and engaging with the
really
guests to give them that experience.
Yeah. For me, storytelling is the key of the success in the hospitality and or sommelier or you know, restaurants, like hospitality in general, because people are flying, traveling, staying a couple of days, one night. Maybe they are living in London by staying at the Connaught, you know, but they need to feel home, you know, and this is what the Connaught is. People arrive, you know, come back here and they, oh wow, you know, I'm feel home, you know, and this is super important because from that you create all relationship with the guests, you know.
I know, it's incredibly important. All right.
Should we move a bit of Burgundy?
Let's go.
Okay, let's go to Burgundy.
Let's travel through France, shall we?
Burgundy, all this area here, all classified from north to the south.
Yeah.
And of course, that's what you have to think about is the cellar here. You have everything, so white, red, sweet, champagne. However, we kept, of course, 1 or 2 bottles of each to our orecchiers. So we have about 11 orecchiers where we keep everything. So for our daily basis that we need, and then every morning, one of the team members of the sommelier of the Connaught come to supply from here to the orecchier. So daily basis it's about.
I couldn't imagine doing stock take here, that's for sure.
So well, give me a headache sometimes. But no. It's you know, I learn a lot with the predecessor people that I used to work with them, and they always been really sharp and perfectly sharp. So it's important to refer this to also the sommeliers, to, you know, I won't say the next generation because I will feel old if I say like that, but it's the people who step in a cellar and they will understand where they are stepping in a cellar. If the bottle are like this, there is a reason. They have like that, there is a reason. So everything there is. We don't have like a QR code, as you can see.
Yeah.
This literally.
Just a few little labels,
so this basically this little thing. What is our meanings? It's the bottle. We always take it from here, and the last one will be taken with the tag. So you will take this one, and then after the last one, this one. We have many groups around WhatsApp, so we're always sharing, you know, where is the bottle located, at least because we have 14 team members of sommeliers which are able to come here in the cellar, so it's a lot of hands. Yeah. So a lot of people you can imagine touching the cellar constantly and daily. So that is the really importance of communication across our groups.
I couldn't imagine even how much this would be worth as well.
A couple of pounds, you know.
Like, I mean, you can't even begin to insure something like this.
It's interesting. Let's say there's a little bit of money, you know, and it's our joy, you know. It's really important. We speak more about rarity in the cellar. What is really important, you know. We just, for example, pass by here, which is a really iconic label from Barolo. It's Mascarello, and it's written no Barrique, no. You see here? Yeah. Berlusconi, which is one of our predecessor that really important for the Italian president, and he was a really iconic gentleman that asked to get one label dedicated to him. So that's why they make it. Yeah.
Oh wow!
So it's a really important person.
And these are all like almost pretty much like custom labels?
So basically you have the 2099 vintages, but one of them it's with this label, which is really iconic label.
It's amazing.
A bit of red Burgundy because it's always good.
Yeah.
Here we have our wall.
Sneaking through.
We have our wall of Roumier.
Yes.
Roumier, one of the most important for me producer in Chambolle-Musigny, with a couple of them. So you have Roumier, Meunier, which are some of the iconics in the area. I think for me, Chambolle I always describe as the most feminine appellation in Burgundy, something very floral, something very soft, elegant.
Yeah.
We know it.
We are, we're in sync.
And I think, something that's a bit lesser known as an appellation, you have the Morez Saint-Denis, which is a little bit more fuller structure, but so delicious. And he had this clos, which is called Clos d'Albucia, super delicious. And all the area here, it's red Burgundy, so all the same, north to the south, really classic, as is the organization for that.
So, I mean, obviously, you would know every single Grand Cru plot, and there are a few premier crus in Burgundy trying to get Grand Cru status.
Clos Saint-Jacques, for example.
I was going to say, is there any that you think are?
I mean, Clos Saint-Jacques, for example.
Ones I should start collecting.
The thing is, Clos Saint-Jacques has always been the icon from Armand Rousseau. The thing is, what is important and also in meantime difficult, if you do want to be a Grand Cru, every producer doing Clos Saint-Jacques need to align on the same quality, on the same philosophy, on the same approach, and to have the same response. I think this is the same issue, for example, in a New World area. So many places, like Australia makes some amazing wines for some of the sub-climates. They are very good producers, very good quality. But however, next to it, you have a small producer making a really nice quality, single climate, and next to it, you have a massive volume producers. So this is the kind of the same issue that they've been facing. Again, Burgundy.
We could debate this all day, I'm sure.
We can speak for 2 hours.
I know, like 2 hours time.
But I think that kind of same mentality why it takes a long time. Like paperwork in France, is a nightmare. It takes many years. I think it's over 10 years that are discussing about this Clos Saint-Jacques to be a Grand Cru. If it's going to arrive, I don't know. To be honest, I think it's better that they don't actually. Because they've been create their reputation of saying that they are the Grand Cru.
Yeah.
So I think in a way already helps a bit.
You can get your hands on it without the Grand Cru
Indeed.
price tag
Exactly.
as much, even though it's
Still
not for everyday drinking, unfortunately, for the average Joe.
Neither is. But I think, I will, be kind of curious to see a bit what is this kind of move happen. And to be fair, sometimes it's nice to still keep that kind of sense of reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So obviously we have all these cult classics, and before I was going to ask you what some of the rising star either regions or producers that you're liking at the moment.
Something which I like to drink sometimes, or at home or here.
Yes, that's the stuff that I want to hear.
So,
I'm like, if I only can spend a few £100s on a bottle.
Oh, easy. Barda, which is Bodega Chacra in Patagonia.
Patagonia, yeah.
Patagonia. But two things which are important. The first one, it's owned by Sassicaia, sorry. And then what is important, the winemaker is someone which is based in Burgundy and is called Rouleau.
Gotcha.
So
it's the best of both.
He's not bad guy,
Yeah.
The wine are fantastic, white and red, so nice.
Okay.
After, something from the New World which is good also. 10 minutes by tractor.
Well, it's around the corner from me.
I know. I have to put it,
Yeah.
So, cooler roads, so delicious, so fresh, so fragrant.
Yeah, they're doing great things.
They do really good. Chardonnays and Pinots are fantastic.
Yep.
We use for our pairing and everyone love it, to be really honest.
Love that.
Yeah.
Some of those New World regions popping through.
A lot. What else I like? I like Syrah in general, to be honest. Because I'm from the Rhône, so
yes.
I need to say sometimes.
I mean, but the difference between
Shiraz,
Rhône, Syrah is just beautiful and very French and elegant. And then I was raised on Australian Shiraz, which is a bit of a punch in the face sometimes.
Yeah, I think, as I personally think, that the description will be for me a little bit more sweeter tannins rather than French, more drier tannins.
Yeah.
Because, for example, if you drink Syrah from Moulineux in South Africa, it's very fragrant, a lot of fruit, a lot of freshness, a lot of violet, but the tannins are very velvet, very soft. If you go to Rhône, if you have like a Côte or Hermitage, you feel the tannins slightly more, not grippy, but a little bit more present here, a little bit more drier in the palate, a little bit more presence. And this is where I always find that kind of difference between New World and Old World.
Yeah.
I love Rhône, to be honest. And
because you're not biased or anything. I mean, who doesn't love Rhône?
My favorite at the moment is Jamais, Côte Rôtie Jamais.
Yes.
For me, I visited him 15 years ago when I was starting to be sommelier. I think is the best moment. I remember it was a Saturday morning before the lunch service. We went from the restaurant to there, 8 o'clock. We were there around 9:30 because Lyon and the Côte next door. It's perfect. Came back during the service. The Jamais was so nice, starting to open many vintages. So we had an amazing time, and it's again, this is a storytelling. It's important to remember, and when you share with people, you can see the smile. You can see, I want to try Jamais.
You're like,
yeah, give me some.
Yeah, give me that and just a good steak. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
No,
yeah,
it's one of my favorite French restaurants I go to in Melbourne. I have Jamais and a good little steak. Yeah.
Jamais, stop. After I like a lot California because where I used to work before, we were really well known for Californian wines.
Yeah.
Because the owner was Californian, was Peter Michael, and he had a hotel in a countryside which is called the Vineyard Hotel, and they are known for the Judgment of Paris. The the little fight between French and Californian, let's say. And then here at the Connaught, we have this producer that we've been working with him since now a few years. For me, it's one of the top producers because the quality, sometimes closed eyes remind you Bordeaux, the elegance, it's fantastic. We pour in this 2005 vintage, which is a Harlan estate.
Yeah, I
Napa
do
Valley.
love a Harlan estate. I mean, I think it's totally up there with like August One and Screaming Eagle. And
They are really good, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I've been able to try like those three in few different vintages, but I always found the consistency of Harlan from, I did taste the 1990, which their first vintage, and couple of from the 90s until 2019. And all those vintages, they were all keeping consistency in a way. 2001, remember Rhone Valley was like some black olive violet, was incredible. This 05, it's super elegant, super soft, super easy to drink. And this for me, what in California, love Harlan for that reason.
yeah, I love that coming from a Frenchman as well.
Don't talk to anyone.
Yes, we won't tell anyone, don't we?
Please.
Well, in terms of, obviously, we're in the New World section at the moment, but what would you say is the most expensive bottle that you guys have in here, or some of?
So, classic, you're gonna have Romanée-Conti.
Yes.
So Romanée-Conti.
If I had to take a wild guess.
Easy guess. After we have.
What kind of price point are we talking for some of them? I mean, we're well into the tens of thousands.
Yeah, more than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close to the 40, close to the 40, 50. Yeah. After you have the 1920 Chateau Yquem.
Yeah.
It's mainly one fact. When Daniel Manetti built the wine list, we always have that kind of idea of creating an historical wine list. So today, it's part of having historical vintages, to have amazing wine, amazing producer. The idea is to keep the wine because, if you buy for X and you sell it right away, you lose a bit what people are coming and traveling for us. So this is our reason why we want to keep these iconic producers, especially when you have only one bottle,
Yeah, and I mean, I love that this is the idea of collecting at its finest as well. It's not about making money later on. It's about making sure that it's. I mean, there's a phrase where it's like we plant trees in which shade will never sit in.
True.
And it's like, I mean, I think that is really the essence of collecting. Obviously, wine collecting as an alternate asset class is
a different type of assets.
Yes.
It's a different type of approach.
Yes.
But
I like this kind of collecting.
Yeah, me too. Much more.
The wines that you must be able to try.
I did try a lot. This,
Do people, obviously, you sometimes taste, but I find, have you tasted any amazing, any ones that come to mind?
It's difficult to choose. I mean, to be honest, lately, let's say the past 3 months, what kind of keep in my mind was 55 Palmer. Couple of days ago, we had the 78 Charme Meursault Leroy, which they are the release from 2018, which are beautiful. But it's always difficult to choose. I'm not gonna lie. I always want to organize myself. Wrote something my favorite, but spending 6 years here, it's sometimes difficult to say.
Yeah, you'd
what
almost have to keep a little journal of things, right?
I have a different phrase. For me, there is no good, there is no bad wine, but there is a good memory,
Yeah.
And this, for me, this is the most important. Yes, as a sommelier, it's interesting to try some of the crazy wines, because this is my philosophy, because the rest of the countries, I'm personally able to afford them to buy them, But the rest, impossible.
Yeah, very
so
much.
this is our more sense of joy,
All right, what else do we... we haven't hit the Italian section yet, have we?
The Italian, we have a small area there.
Oh, and then we've got some...
I can show you something interesting here.
Yes, we've got some Chabotage.
See, here we have a bit of Rousseau behind you.
Yes, and some, Cocherie.
Cocherie here.
Oh my goodness, I'm like, I have to be...
So,
oh my God, you'd hate to, like, the idea of even falling over in here. Wow.
Yeah, I need to be perfectly sure.
So glad I wore heels.
So we did a big job yesterday, actually. Cellar. When you go basically behind you in the in the start from the mid part.
Can I?
Yeah, please. It's all our champagne. So basically, you start from here.
Yeah.
Until all this area, it's all champagnes.
Yeah.
So you have all grower champagne from those 2 rows here, and then the Grande Maison.
Wow.
So we restart to build our growers list.
Yeah.
Because there's some requests. I love grower champagne, so we try to expand a little bit more our grower champagne selection. Of course, Eric Rodez. We have, of course, this producer. Aiguillerier, which is, for me, still considered as a grower champagne, but the quality is amazing. A lot of them, of course, Cellars, some smaller one that you have Etienne Sandrin, like some really small, tiny producer, but incredible quality. And this is where we want to expand a little bit more our space. Behind us,
I think you need just a bit more space.
I need more space. Don't tell me. This is all whites basically here.
Yeah.
So you start from the north, so with Sancerre, and you will go until the south here with the area of Italy. So you pass everything. We were speaking about the Rhône. You have the Chave White, the Hermitage 2018.
I just was hiking up the Hermitage hill the other day.
Oh yeah, the hill.
I don't know how people. I mean,
La Chapelle.
Yes,
Beautiful.
La Chapelle. Yeah, I went up to the top.
Yeah. La Chapelle. We are close with. We are really close. I will show you when in the sommelier table. I have a couple of interesting boxes of La Chapelle there. So these are after the rest.
This is so well organized. You couldn't not have it organized. That's for sure.
It takes a bit of time. Trust me.
So okay, obviously this is an impossible question to ask you. If you're choosing between champagne, white, and red, and you had to drink one.
In nowadays, more champagne.
Yeah.
I love champagne. I love all champagnes because what is interesting on the all champagnes.
I thought you said all champagne. I'm like, I love all champagne too.
Anytime. No, but what is nice is like if you think try like 30, 40 years of champagne, you understand that 30, 40 years ago, we don't have the technique and all the tools that we have today. And the quality was really nice. We opened 73 Paul Roger a couple of days ago. It was perfect, splendid, like no fault, nothing. And you say, okay, the job that has been done 40 years ago, 50 years ago, was already good, was already amazing. And this is what is interesting when you try, for me, all wine in general, white, red, champagne, sweet in general. The job and the philosophy that is being put at that time without all the technique that we have today, because today making wine is super easy, apart of the climate, which is complicated nowadays. But we can do anything with the wine, like between the concrete, the eggs, keep cold.
I know there's so many different ways, and winemakers are exploring different techniques.
Exactly, different techniques. So before, it was literally A to B, and no complications, nothing in the middle. So that is where it's interesting when you try all wines for me.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing.
Few ones.
I know. I want to stay in here forever.
I know, it's difficult.
I mean, I'm surprised I would ever see you upstairs. Wouldn't you just hang out in here all day?
Yeah, because I always hide myself in general.
Yeah, I mean, you must do a lot of wine buying trips too.
We do a couple of trips, but we try always to bring the team, you know. The restaurant of Harlan is closed Sunday, Monday, so if we have to do with the team, it's good on Sunday, Monday because we close. So like we went in Noval, we slept in Noval. Now we're gonna go in Champagne. I was in Tuscany. I was in France, in south of France. So we always try to do few trips, but we always try to bring 1, 2, or 3 people, and depends the trip. Also depend the partnership with the producer that we have there. Yeah.
Not a bad little work excursion. Okay, so in terms of wine collectors. I mean, people that are, you obviously have such a different range. You have people that are wanting to build out their collection and they have millions of dollars at their disposal. They're naturally going to go towards those big producers, cult classics. But for someone that's looking at starting their like wine collecting journey, what do you recommend? Like, what is your approach?
For me, I think everyone learned a lot during lockdown. You know, we saw, like, for example, the second label of Bordeaux raised a lot, because all the collectors were buying, of course, the top growth.
Yeah.
And people who were starting to learn wine start to buy actually the second label, because we saw that second label actually raised extremely the past 5-10 years. The quality, the cares. We were not saying, you know, it's a second label, it's like the second wine. No, it's actually more than a second wine. Yeah, I know the term of it, but I think what we want to bring, what producer, chateau want to bring is like try to remove that kind of terminology which is really negative, I think personally, to bring with something much more, oh wow, is an extra care, you know, is unfortunately we can't give so much of this wine because they don't have enough. We have this wine, however, which is more already approachable. Yeah. And I think that is the reason why I think when you start collecting wine, starting from a second level of producers, chateau, it's a really good start already, because the one we always be raising in quality, of course with the age, raising in terms of the price, because that's always a demand constantly. I think when you do a collection, you always need to start to don't diversify too much yourself at the beginning.
Yeah, some people say pick a region and kind of stick to it.
Yeah, I would even say pick a region, pick something that, you know, which is naturally something which is in demand. You know, when you speak about investment, Burgundy, Bordeaux, that those two big areas that is in a daily basis demand in terms of investment. Yeah. For sure, starting to buy en primeur when you have some potentially connection with producer or people in general. This is also important to be introduced. This is also helping a lot. And you know, and slowly select maybe one top producer in Bordeaux from maybe the left bank, one from the right bank, and then stay here. You don't need to have plenty of them. Exactly. Yep. Because if you select, for example, 2 in Pauillac, maybe 1 in Saint-Emilion and then 1 in Pessac, and then after that, every single year, you keep the constancy of buying 3
and storing
6,
it properly.
Especially
yes, I know. Unfortunately, not everyone can
no,
have quite the cellar like this. This is definitely my dream cellar.
I can have a table here in the middle, and perfect, you know.
Yeah, we could just sit here all afternoon.
All afternoon, no problem. Cheese and charcuterie, please.
Yes, you do the pairings.
We don't need many things.
No.
I think I have a few friends which are buying wine, and they said to me that kind of going how they do and what they want to buy wine. That's for that reason, you know. Yeah. They usually buy 12, they keep 6, and they sell 6, you know. Yeah. And at the end, you pay 4, and you enjoying your wine in a 5-10 years of gap, you know.
Yeah, I think it's such a waste to buy and invest in so much of those wines and then just sell the whole thing. You're like, you have to open them, and wine is meant to be enjoyed.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's collectors and collectors. There's the collectors which are more driven by that kind of investment perspective, and there's collectors which are also buying for drinking. I have friends, guests, which are literally send me texts, oh, can I buy that, can I buy that, can I buy that? Because they literally love wine in general, could be anything. I have guests which love Penfolds. It's a crazy in Penfolds. He had like some of the 70s. It's crazy, massive collector.
I have some old like clients and friends, and they'll just drink a Penfolds Grange every night. They just love it.
What do you think?
So, if we have time, I know that there's the little DRC section, if we're able to.
I can show you the DRC, however, it's a mirror.
Oh, okay.
So basically, we will see ourselves.
So bulletproof glass.
But I can show you 100%.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So
Yeah,
in these 4 corridors, in these 4 fridges here,
Yeah.
you have from Corton to Romanée-Conti.
Yes.
Here, La Tâche here, and then Romanée-Conti here. So you have all the back vintage, like 85 for the oldest.
Yeah. 85?
85, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Romanée-Conti 85 here, and then all the La Tâche. So most of the Grand Cru, La Romanée-Conti, I think we have about 5-6 vintages. Between Grand Échezeaux, Richebourg, La Tâche, I think there's about 10 each vintages. And then after some of the rest here, which are more iconic, like Chambertin, Rousseau 1990. We were speaking about Clos Saint-Jacques.
Yes.
We have 85 here. We speak about Hermitage. This is the first vintage of Jean-Louis Chave Cuvée Catelin, and this is the 2003.
Yeah, those old labels were always fun.
This is also very important label because this is the V of Victory when they actually get the war in France.
Oh my gosh!
The 1945 Mouton.
Well, 1945, I mean, is such an iconic vintage.
And it's very good too.
Yeah.
If I can say so.
I was going to say, I'm sure you've tried it.
And then here, we're big fan of Palmer. I don't know if you saw in the cellar, but we have a lot of Palmer. I think it's about 25, 28 vintages.
Yeah. So what's one wine that if you had to pick one wine that you would love to try that you've never had? I'm asking you all the easy questions.
1990 Cuvée Catelin?
Yeah.
I haven't tried it. It's a piece of history, It's when we speak about wine is also difficult. I could go to Burgundy, but it sounds maybe too obvious. But this is, I think, as a collector, it's rarer than 45 because the quantity it's super small.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, I don't see.
I think
I
they
don't see
do
that very
100
often.
bottles.
Yeah. Wow.
It's really, and especially nowadays that Jean-Louis Chave. When we went there, we drank Cuvée Catelin 2020, and we were speaking about Cuvée Catelin, and he was saying to us that nowadays he's seeing his wine, especially this cuvée on the secondary market, too much.
Yeah.
So that's why he stopped to do the production of it, and he just select the people we want to give it.
Amazing.
Just for that fact,
Yeah.
And then after someone which is I think really important.
I know we barely touched on Italy and the Barolos,
Italy,
Super Tuscans.
We are quite close with them.
You've got the 85 Sassicaia, as I see.
It is. We have actually a few of them here, and then the Vega Sicilia.
You have a few 85 Sassicaias.
We have 4 actually. We used to have 6. We sold 2, but we have 4 left now.
You have to tell me if when the next one gets opened, I'll happen to just.
I call you.
I'll just appear out of thin air.
No, Italy. We are a lot of Italian, Tuscany. A bit of Piedmont, like as you say, the Conterno. We have also Romagna, so very good Romagna. Few different variety of Barolos, Tuscany. I would say this is something which is quite demand. Bionisandi, for example, we are also quite close with them.
Yeah.
As we say, we also do dinners in the Connaught. So Bionisandi will be a dinner that we're gonna host in Hélène d'Arros. So there's a few different wine dinners and partnership across the year that we do.
I mean, I'm just doing the math in my mind, and I'm like, I mean, this collection is worth over £100 million.
No, it's a lot.
Some of it, like if it's offside as well for counting all these other bottles in bond.
No, a little bit less.
Just a little bit, but still, you're talking tens of millions of pounds worth.
There's a fair amount of money, let's say. Yeah.
Crazy.
We speak more about the rarity of it,
Yes, we talk about a bit of both. No, well, thank you so much.
No, anytime.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, amazing. This is very cool.
Top.
Cool, right? Thank you.
No, my pleasure.
Oh my gosh, special.